Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries. Again today, not this evening or this morning. Let's just say today. um, as previewed, I had mentioned that something about being in Real Genius with Val Kilmer. If you're familiar with Real Genius, you'll know that it's kind of an excellent comedy. We'll get to the director in a moment, and it is now basically, I would think, basically qualifies as a cult film. Very much in demand and very, very well loved. Did not have any scenes with Val Kilmer, Natch, but did know a couple of those other actors. So I do have a smaller scene with an iconic actor by the name of William Atherton, affectionately known as Bill Atherton. Um, Bill Atherton is legendary. I mean, the guy, I was privileged to even be in his presence, Day of the Locust and all of these classic films that he had pieces in. And he's a brilliant actor, was. I mean, he was a brilliant actor until he passed. God, I hope he passed. I don't hope he did. So this was great for me. Totally iconic star. And one of my two scenes is with him. But we'll get that in a second. My larger scene was I'm credited as boy at science fair, and that's a hybrid of why I was there for Bill Atherton and why I was there for this other scenario, which was this poor girl, looked like Little Bo Peep, 80s, and she has like a area of the science fair where she has a volcano, this complex volcano setup. And of course, I'm there for some reason standing right next to her, and her volcano just goes a mess everywhere. And of course, she's horrified, and of course, I'm laughing at her, like belly laughing at her. Okay, so this happened to star as the female lead, Michelle Merink. Now, Michelle Merink was the co-star of Valley Girl. She was like the other girl, or one of the other few girls, which we'll get into in a second. The fact that I worked with her in 3 films is quite, I think, remarkable. She has since left the industry, but she did Valley Girl, which I dressed her, and everyone else. And this film, Joy of Sex, which is another film I'll talk about. So, Michelle, we socialized a little bit outside of this about, Valley Girl and Joy of Sex. And I got involved, well, Michelle Merink starred in my third or second film with her, which for this one I did wardrobe. And it was called Joy of Sex. And director Martha Coolidge sort of on the slide brought me in to kind of do some of the outfits. Like this big scene in a tiki restaurant and some other things. Because the costume designer Guy Veril, Guy, was really kind of butchering things because he was putting like red on red and then white blouses with white, walls. And it's just cardinal rule number one not to do that. You don't have to be in a wardrobe to know that. So I was brought in as purchase orders, which basically means I'm too lazy to do my own styling, go buy it, and which I did. And poor Guy Varil, shortly after his adventures with Joy of Sex, with me, died. Poor Wardrobe Mary. It was, he was a not very pleasant guy. But anyway, I did his purchase orders for Joy of Sex, hence it got closed, and he died in his pool after the wrap party. Oof, what's the tea on that one? Anyway, brings me to Bill Atherton, who I said is my account. Like, I was like, oh my God, working with Bill. And very aloof guy. Not very, but he's a legend, so he can be whatever the hell he wants to be. And I was lucky enough to have one of my two scenes with him. So one scene, or my bigger scene, or whatever, Bill walks through the door at the very beginning of Real Genius, and he's like this science like maven, and I am his obsessed fan who catches him at the door, and we keep having to do this scene of me catching him at the door, doing a whole bunch of dialogue about autograph stuff, and then he walks over to the science area, and we had to do this over and over, like an inordinate amount of time. And so I am a sketch artist from way back when I was a kid, and some of my stuff is available in one of the shorts, and it's very quite scandaloso. It's involving semi-pornographic kind of cartoony things. And so I decided to employ my talents. And I had a captive audience because I had to go up to him every damn dozen times and hand him the autograph book, which he had to look, acknowledge, and sign each time. What is he going to grab the book away from me? So each time he has a new picture. When I hand him my autograph book, there's a new pornographic picture. Not hardcore, but very scandalous. And he had to look at that new picture every time he signed his name. And I could tell I don't know if he was humored or exasperated or both at the same time, but they got progressively worse. And we did this forever. And I just had time, you have a little bit of time between shots, sketch out another one, more revealing, more provocative. And I kept handing these dozens of times to him. And he had to sign it each time. Like I said, you guys, by the end of it, I didn't know what to think of it. But, I don't know, I made my mark. He laughed. I didn't laugh, but he was very pleasant. What else is he going to do? Scowl at me? So that was my Bill Atherton. And again, research him, Google him, go, see Day of the Locust. But like IMDb him and like watch his performances. He's really amazing, and I'm sorry if I flustered you a little bit there as you're doing your her debutante debut in Real Genius at the beginning of the big science fair, which is where he starts meeting all the characters, Val Kilmer and all that stuff. So, but I have to give some kudos to the director, Valley Girl. As I had mentioned, I had to work with Michelle Merink 3 times. Once in Valley Girl, which I dressed, did the wardrobe for 16, and then Joy of Sex, which again I did her wardrobe by proxy. And then here I am in Real Genius with her. So it was wild coincidence. And Martha Coolidge was very good to me. I was given due credit as a wardrober for Valley Girl, and I'm invited to screenings to this day. It's a wonderful legacy doing the wardrobe for that movie. And then she brought me in on Joy of Sex to save her from the French guy that was putting red on red on red. Again, so grateful, Martha. And then puts me in Real Genius, an all-time classic film that became, her 3rd cult films. And for that, of course, I'm very appreciative of the credit and all that. And Martha, I think her hallmark, one of them, aside from knowing her from the very beginnings when she was quite a brilliant documentarian, and then fell into drama and movies. And if you follow her career, it's so diverse. That's what I would say about Martha, is that she can do wild comedy, she can do biting sort of commentary, and she can do heart-wrenching melodrama, good melodrama. So hands down, I followed her career since Valley Girl. Unreal work, Martha. So, and again, thanks for thanks for putting me in Real Genius, and I'm at least able to put it on my resume for all these years, and it did give me some rubber in the game. So that's about it. That's my well, we'll get to that one in about a week. But that's my Real Genius experience, being a part of that cult film, now cult. And so again, we're wrapping up movies in my little secret marathon this week, and I have a couple of the cool things lined up. One I'm looking forward to because it's quite covers a lot of stuff, and then all kinds of shows lined up on my counter. So on that note, I do love you for your patience, for sharing with me or allowing me to crawl in there and share with you and bore you to tears. I don't know. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.